Here's one of the songs I got. Thanks to Troy playing with this stuff and Sean.
Down the palm-lined roads, under torches aglow, something takes hold of your heart.
Where's my flashlight? Here we go.
Dancing silhouettes, who the sways in your head. Welcome to way after dark. In Hawaii after dark, Hawaii after.
Oh, that's good. I have to use the phone to go like that.
Dark, huh?
Hawaii after dark. Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Troy, how's it?
that's your team now.
Huh?
That's your team, your running team.
Nah,
Hawaii after dark.
that sounds cool.
Hawaiian Hauntings.
Hawaiian Haunt.
after
Yeah.
dark.
I tried to get them to make songs with Hawaiian Hauntings in them, but I never did them yet.
Hawaiian Hauntings.
And I cannot put anything Hawaiian because as soon as I do, bro, you get the steel strings and the ukulele and the reggae and all that. Yeah. Brad, how's it, brother?
Yeah, that's why I was telling you to look up classical music for like a spooky sense.
Yeah, Makana was like, Dad, put it in like an A minor chord or an F sharp minor chord or some minor chords. I'm like, oh shit, I will use those for keywords too.
Like Mozart, some
Yep.
Beethoven, like the organ or like the piano, like that always has an eerie vibe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when you put in Hawaiian, it's like nowadays it's kind of like a more upbeat or
I wonder if you could play like
I don't
a
know. I
song.
never found slacky as something that would be spooky.
Yeah.
If anything, you would maybe look towards the drums.
Yep.
Hawaiian. You know what I mean? That would be, if anything, that would probably give you a spooky vibe or a spooky or eerie feeling.
Yeah.
So that might be sounding Hawaiian drums with the classical organ or piano.
Or like Hawaiian music in the piano or organ. So it's not like the ukulele or something. Yeah, Troy. That wasn't my intro, but I did mess around with a lot. I should try upload them onto YouTube and get you guys' thoughts too. Alucard, how's it? How's it, Ui? Sandy, Cheryl, how's it?
I don't know. I think the arrangement
Ireland, how's it?
doesn't fit the theme. The arrangement of Hawaiian music, the way it arranges the keys and the sound, doesn't fit a eerie vibe, I guess, a theme.
Willie K, Spirits in the Wind.
See, I was going to say the other part is
Right.
like
That
like
is.
the flute or the conch shell.
Yeah.
A good addition to make something eerie sounding.
Yeah.
That would be good things to take from Hawaiian music to add or to create something that would
Joy,
be
how's
scary.
it? Yeah. Well, not really scared, more maybe mournful.
Spooky or on that
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
eerie vibe, you know. To
Yeah.
keep the theme with what you do, you know, ghost stories and all of that.
Yeah. I was playing with them a lot. It was fun. I was doing Evanescence mixed with System of a Down.
Mm.
You get some really cool stuff, man. You got the little goth, got the little rock metal kind of thing, of like, but not too much. Yeah. Brenda, how's it? Yeah, still playing with it. Played with the thing for a few hours. I don't know why this thing is. There you go. You guys can hear me okay and all. Yeah. All right. So I don't know. We can do ghost stories. We stay in another dark place. Let me show you guys around. I don't know. I'm kind of like not announcing where we go anymore. I don't like the idea of stream snipers. But we're in a big open field with the big pitch black forest behind us. Yeah, we're almost at 900 subscribers now. Like, really close to 900 subscribers. Which means I'm gonna have to do the stuff soon. The long stream soon. Bro, that would have been perfect last week. We just cruise over there for a few more hours. You've never had the pig, bro.
It was the least of our worries.
Bro, that was my biggest worry, bro, the pig.
Why?
Cause Ghosts cannot gut me with their freaking tusks. I don't think throwing salt and waving tea leaf would do anything for the pig. Throw salt on him, you know what I mean? He go be
Well, the pig only gonna attack if he feel threatened. As long as we not hunting him,
Well, that pig wouldn't scream,
he
bro.
don't need to attack us.
Tell me that pig never feel threatened.
Nah.
What was that? Did we startle it maybe?
Oh,
That-
no?
I get him recorded too. Let's see if this thing would do him.
Who knows? Maybe he was calling his kids or kikis.
Yeah. Yeah, I get him right over here. Let's see. I think. Yeah, right there. Bruh. Play. Oh. Pig. Such amazing feat of construction. Whoa. There you go. Yep.
I think that sounds creepy though in the background.
Let's keep walking. Bro, I went up by the car.
It sounds more scary on film than or on video than it does in real life.
Bruh, I was there in real life too. I was there too, bro. That scared the crap out of me, bro.
Such amazing feat of construction. Whoa.
Yep.
That don't sound like a pig on the video though.
That sounds like a pig screaming, bro.
Not on the video. No way. That's,
Dude, that's what I heard.
well, I heard
Yeah.
that, but hearing it on the video, it doesn't. I don't know. It sounds like a eerie.
Such amazing
Yeah.
feat of construction.
I don't know. Yeah, that was a pig. Hey, Blumenpachi, how's it? That was a pig last week. We was hiking. It was like an hour from the car. In the middle of the mountains, we hear one pig. I was right about to stop too. I'm like, nah, let's not stop over here. Jamie, how's it? Hey, Malia, how's it?
Yeah, pigs aren't normally aggressive, bro. So we were cool.
Yeah, but then had the lady. I found that part of the recording. I didn't film the lady, and I didn't film the Haole people coming down.
Yeah, you have to put the camera down on top of me.
When I put
That too.
I put the camera down to take out my flashlight.
Right.
We never seen people for like what, 45 minutes, half hour. Not since the water tower. Yeah, last people we saw was the family at the water tower,
At the entrance, yeah.
and then we going all the way up, and then you get that ninja sneak up behind you.
You did run into another wahine, yeah? Coming down as we went up.
No, as we went up, there was two. There was a man and a lady walking down. Haole.
Not that one though, before that. So we had the family that came down at the entrance.
Yeah.
That's where we were going up, and there was two wahines, I think, that came past us. We
Maybe.
walked past.
Maybe. I don't think I was
then we
recording.
stopped,
That.
and
Yeah, I
then
wasn't recording. Yeah.
The
Right.
Asian lady came up,
Right
and then
before the
couple
right before the stones,
Yeah.
the stone path. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I was
So it did
I
happen.
was gonna tell them about that, but I'm like, nah, they're not gonna appreciate it. Hey, Mikey, how's it? Where am I now? I am on the windward side. We'll leave it at that for now. There we go. Before Mililani Middle School was built, I encountered a baby pig followed by the mother. Mama was aggressive and protective as they were munching on the pineapples in the abandoned fields. Oh yeah. Hey Faye, how's it? Annie, how's it? Phoebe, how's it? Yeah, that was fun, but dude, those people were weird. That lady, I don't know, bro. The one you would see, that one just appear.
I guess the way the camera was angled or the way that we were set up, there was this tree or this stump. I don't know if it was a full tree, I can't remember. But there was a big tree that I was kind of standing next to, and then had that one that was laying down.
Yeah.
But it seemed like that
Because there was
tree
something
had
happening in the bush.
blocked off. Yeah, that was off to the right. But
Yeah.
the tree that I was standing next to seemed like it blocked off the whole view of the trail. So like I didn't even see that lady, and it seemed like that tree had blocked it. So I'm kind of thinking that tree kind of kept her off the camera. I don't know how she managed to stay out of view, but it was something had to do with that tree
Yeah.
because she seemed to creep out behind it.
But she
That's
went
all.
walking down. I hope she walked down with a couple. Because actually, I don't think either of them had flashlights. It was already
She
dark enough where we had to take our lights out.
she was actually gone before they even walked past us. She was gone already. She
What?
took off.
She just said like a couple words.
She told me no, not if you guys going up there, and she turned and boogie. She
So she
boogied.
said, "Are you guys going up there?"
Hmm.
And then you said, "Yeah." Are you going up there? And she said, "No, not if you guys are." Right?
Yeah.
I didn't hear her. I didn't see her. As far as I know, she didn't. As far as I'm concerned, she never existed.
Hmm.
What would you say? It was about 15 feet apart?
Closer than that.
Yeah. That was so weird. Oh man, I hate the light of my
Yeah,
I can see my.
it seemed like that tree kind of kept her out of your view.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Oof. We gotta do that again sometime.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That was fun. 808. How's it? How's it? Oh, I've been. Can you talk about HSH a little tonight? Sure. Get people around over here. Jamie. Yeah, Matt saying more than Joe. No, 'cause we're trying to recall what went down last week. Matt had an Matt had an experience. It may have been normal and natural or supernatural. I don't know. Um, so the stories of the hospital, huh? Let's see. I was considering doing that tonight. Um, yeah. So yeah, Hawaii State Hospital. Is there a tennis court? Yes, there is. Hold on, let me show you. Yeah, there's a tennis court right behind us. There you go. But you get one more couple playing tennis. That's it, and they get the car. Oh, Matt seeing more than Joe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's because I don't stop flapping my gums this way. Me, I'm talk 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 talk. Hey, Moneva, how's it? So yeah, let's see. Hawaii Hospital. I used to work there for a while, a couple years, but then I worked at the group home right near Hawaii State Hospital before too. I I enjoyed it. I mean, Hawaii State Hospital has so much history. I mean, just even with the paranormal. This was after I did the ghost tour, so I'm like really looking. I was really looking forward to working night times. I still kind of am, you know. I still would love to work there night times. Um, Hawaii is very backwards. Hawaii is very like, and it's island, so you know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like when you go mainland. I notice maybe that small community of 100 people that's around that mental hospital would know some of the things that went on over there. Over here, nah, everybody knows. You know the things that went on over there with the what the staff did to the patients in the 60s, 70s, all of that kind of stuff. Um, what saddens me about the Hawaii State Hospital, and let's see if I can officially pull it up. So I'm not speaking out my butt here, and I can give you guys some more numbers. Something I don't usually do. I memorize everything. Hawaii State Hospital Memorial Services. Yeah. All right. Hawaii Department of Health.gov. 2019, the Hawaii State Hospital, which has provided quality psychiatric care to Hawaii residents since 1930, will honor its past and present patients during the 19th annual Remembrance Service on September 18th. The ceremony represents the progress made. Hold on. Okay. The ceremony is held each year to remember patients from years past who were not treated with respect in both life and death. When the Oahu Asylum closed in 1930, that's the one on School Street, yeah, more than 500 patients were moved to the new Territorial Hospital, now Hawaii State Hospital in Kaneohe. For nearly 30 years after that, the hospital was unable to use taxpayer funds to properly bury indigent patients who died while residing at the Territorial Hospital. Prior to 1960, if unclaimed family members, patients were un, if, blah. Prior to 1960, if unclaimed by family members, patients' remains were cremated at the hospital and the ashes were stored in the basement. Over time, the containers used to store their ashes deteriorated, and the ashes from the broken containers eventually spilled onto the concrete floor, and many of the labels fell away, became faded, or illegible. Public pressure on the 1960 resulted in funds being appropriated to properly bury the remains of 668 former patients at the then new Hawaii Memorial Park Cemetery in Kaneohe. July 1st, 1960, ashes of the former patients were placed into urns and respectfully buried in 4 concrete vaults at the sloping lawn of the cemetery. 2 bronze plaques memorialize the names of 541 known individuals. In addition, 127 unknowns whose identification labels had become unreadable were also laid to rest. In 2000, they established a special remembrance ceremony. So 668 people were not buried properly, and their ashes were not. They weren't claimed. I mean, that in itself is an atrocity. It is an atrocity. You know, like, can you imagine dying? Well, can you imagine like living your life there and not having anybody really know who you are? Right? They just they live their life there, and then they die. I've done that. Oh, right on Maryland. My I since I worked at the hospital, I kind of seen it happen. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta stop reading chat. I get distracted. Where we would have patients in the hospital that after 5 years or even sooner, their family would just stop coming to see them. It's really difficult. Dementia, Alzheimer's, and violence, confusion, being upset. We treated a patient who had the pictures of his loved ones all around him, and he had no idea who they were. And nobody came to visit him anymore because whenever they come to visit him, he would lash out and attack. He would also lash out and attack all the staff too. You know, even being hospitalized in bed, unable to move, he would still lash out. My sister once told me that my brain is a scary place and it must be really messed up because it's filled with a lot of ghost stories and things that happened to me in the paranormal and things that had happened to me in the hospital. You know, the stories I know, the people, the patients that would tell me their stories, or I would read about their file, and you know the things that they did and the things that had happened to them. Ugh. So yeah, it just sorry, it's a sad place. It's a place where I hope people that end up there recover and continue on with their life. Maybe that's coming from the group homes, yeah. Hey Scott, how's it? Working at the group homes, we had that hope. These are people who were released out into the public. Every day they were allowed to go into the public. What's that guy's name? That guy that when jump on the plane to California. Remember him? One of the patients went escape.
I'm not sure. I never did hear that one.
Oh, it was a big thing. He ran away. He went escape, and then he jumped on a plane and he was caught in California. This was while I was up there. Um, let's see.
Every now and then we should see one walking down the road, and
That might be him.
that was not. Nah, this is. We used to have practice over here, right? So I was here every day
Yeah,
of the week. So
Randall Saito.
every once in a blue moon, I would see somebody in a hospital gown come walking down the road. Like,
Oh, the hospital gown.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that wasn't him.
Bruh. Okay, guys.
Wandered to the class,
Stay
yeah.
up here.
Um,
Down here.
nah, that's the scary part. Not even ghosts. It's like it's what the news tells you, because we working over at the group home. We would see this guy Randy Saito walk out of the state hospital with a backpack almost every day at about 6 o'clock, 6:30 a.m. He had a backpack on and he would go down to do whatever he does downtown. This was a patient at the Hawaii State Hospital. And I can say his name, it's not HIPAA because he's all over the news, right? Um, they sold it as this guy escaped the hospital with help and all of that kind of stuff. And no, this guy was on good behavior for 20 plus years. And so he was allowed the freedom to come and go as long as he came home by his curfew, very similar to my program. This guy could check out and then check back and then be gone the whole day, go cruise around town, whatever. And then as long as he's back by 6 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock p.m., then yeah, that kind of stuff. Hey Keith, how's it? And he's fine, you know. And we would see it day after day, and I didn't even know it was him, but he'd always wave to us as he walks out. And then one of my friends is a case manager, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you know that guy we waved to?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's Randy Saito." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." Like that's the guy that would run away. They're like, "Yeah, that's the guy who escaped." Like, yeah. And she's laughing. She's like, "Yeah, they said that he had this and he had that and blah blah blah." And it was really, he just decided to jump on one plane and leave. Do you remember the report coming in from dispatch? Yeah, he just didn't come home. That's it. He just didn't come back to the state hospital, and then yeah. But he was free to come and go, and so the government went to security better. You know, $17 million on one chain link fence. Yeah, that said, government more scary. How do you escape from there? It's not that hard. You know what I mean? The security guards, to be honest, they're really good. The ones that stay there, but what I see a lot is they don't last. Actually, the night ones don't last very long. Some of them last not even their first shift and then they leave, but that's because of the hauntings, you know. That's because of the ghosts. That's because of the footsteps that chase them through the field. That's because of the things that they see and hear and that kind of thing. Yeah. I think he is in the mainland now. I'm not too sure where he is. But yeah, that guy was a charmer too, from what my friend told me. He married two nurses while he was a patient at Hawaii State Hospital. So he was one smooth talker, that guy. Yeah, he never checked in when he was supposed to. Nah, not inside job. This guy, he just, yeah, I don't know. He wasn't stupid, put it that way, you know. And I know a lot of these people, they're not drooling at the mouth kind of people in the mental hospital. Most of them are not, you know. So you gotta be on your guard at all times. But I would used to walk down the hill where WCC started, and go smoke a cigarette down there, right? Um, every now and then security would come by, hang out, and you know, that kind of stuff too. They would come hang out, smoke a cigarette with me too, right? They'd point me to the places that no more camera, that kind of thing. And had one guy, he told me he was one Tongan prince, I think, or something. And oh, he was like, yeah, Randy Saito. Um, he was like, "Oh, you know this place haunted?" Yeah, I'm like, "Oh yeah, guaranteed. I know that already, bro. I love the ghost stories and stuff." And he just laughed. He's like, "Oh, you like the ghost stories?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, let me tell you some." And he was telling me a lot of the things that had happened. Yeah, the main thing that he would hear is because they have to patrol around, is the footsteps that would follow you in the wide open field. You're walking from building to building, and then you hear these heavy boots behind you. They start off walking and then they start running, and then they run right past you. Even as fast as you run, it still runs right past you, and there's nothing there. He said a few times some of the alarms went off in the crematorium, and they would have to check it out, and nobody would check it out by themselves. Nobody. Like, they would like fight over who goes inside to walk all the way inside because they said all the time they would go in, the lights would be on, and as soon as they get to the back, the lights would all turn off, you know, and nobody was there messing with them. Um, we went to I remember I think they had moved the crematorium from what I heard to one of the buildings that I worked at one time, and my first day at that building, I'm lost. I have no idea where the heck I'm going. You know, I have no idea where I'm going at all. I'm just kind of walking around looking for the nurse station so I can go ahead and start my job at that unit. I end up wandering into the crematory room with this huge crematory, and right next to the crematory was the chapel. Coincidence, huh? Maybe. That's where you put the. That's where you would put the chapel, right? Right next to where all the spirits are, and hopefully to keep them at bay, kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, okay. I had my scariest ghost spirit in the seventh grade at Armory. Ooh, on Big Island. Very cool. That sounds awesome. Um, they would. One of the stories that I liked was the security cameras, right? Because right now I'm in tech, cameras, alarm, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, um, he said one of the security guards would be stationed, and they'd be watching all the cameras in the room. And he told me where the room was. He's like, and every few hours you'd switch off, right? Some would patrol, some would sit, and some would sit in the camera room. And so
The fuck was that?
that was close, bro. I was like right here.
Sorry. Oh my God, there's a cop over there too.
Yeah, that was like right by the cop.
Dude, that wasn't a firework. Usually, that was like
That was a firework. It's gotta be a
wow,
firework, bro.
that sounded like a bomb.
It's quarter six dynamite, huh?
Like I felt the aftershock of that.
Yeah, me too. That
Shock
that that.
wave.
I didn't see the flash as much.
No, I didn't see the flash, but
Whew.
I felt the shockwave, the pump on that.
Oh, it flashed behind my head. Okay.
Well, that sounded like it blew up in front of us.
Yeah, that sounded right in front of us. But look, it was all the way. Where did the cop go? Oh, the cop's all the way down over there.
All right, gang, don't lie. Who jumped? You got scared of that.
Yeah, so it's pretty far away. You see the cop all the way down over there. He probably could come up to us thinking we did him. Nah, I guarantee you it was the kind of the housing over there. Gotta be. Okay. Um, so the guy is watching the camera, and so he looks in the camera, and one of the units. I don't like name the units, you know what I mean. But this is the unit that I worked at, and so I actually got to see how it was set up and all that. And he's like, yeah. He said, no. He said it was him, I think. Either way. Looking at the camera, and it was middle of the night. It was past lights out. So you had the guy looking at the camera and had the staff sitting on the couch watching TV. You know, had two or three of the staff members, as I recall, sitting on the couch watching TV, and then you had about 4, 5, or 6 patients sitting on the floor. I'm not good with that. I don't know exactly how many. I forget. I don't even know if he would say that. But so you got these patients sitting on the floor. So he calls up the security by that unit. He's like, "Hey, you gotta go over there, and you gotta tell the guys that they gotta put the patients back to sleep. Yeah, they get full day tomorrow. They get programmed. They cannot be up watching TV in the middle of the night. Yeah." So the security, on the radio goes, "Yeah, 10-4, okay." And then a few minutes later, he walks into the camera frame, and he sees him in the camera talking to the staff, right? And the whole time, he sees the staff turn around, talk to the security. He's watching the patients and the staff moving, like fidgeting and, turning their head kind of thing, or leaning back. They were moving, right? And the security guard on the camera looks at the camera. He calls back. He's like, "Hey, um, I guess they went back to sleep already." But these guys, the staff was saying there's nobody here. The guy watching the camera is like, "They're right there. I can see them. They're on the camera. I'm watching them. They're moving. They're fidgeting. They're right there, sitting on the ground, watching the TV. You got to tell them go back to sleep." He radios back, there's nobody on the floor right now. There's only the staff sitting on the couch. He's like, no, you're lying. I see the people right now. And he starts describing their color hair, what they're wearing. He's like, no, there's nobody on the floor right now. There's only the staff watching TV on the couch. The head of security, the guy in charge, lives right over, right like 5 minutes away. So they wake him up. He comes over, looks at the camera, and he sees the people moving. And the guy's like, there's nobody here right now. There's nobody here. And he's like, yeah, there's nobody there. Then he just leaves, goes back home, goes to sleep. He never like deal with that. The guy told me he never like deal with anything with ghosts. He wouldn't hear ghost stories. He wouldn't entertain ghost stories. Nothing. Yeah. So that was one of the cooler ones. There was that same unit. The staff had shared with me. The staff who had witnessed this. It was probably years ago. Um, they they were doing their rounds like you gotta do, right. You gotta open the door every hour, visually make sure that all the patients are sleeping in their beds in their room, and then you get the whole checklist. You check their names, right, every hour on the hour. You gotta shine your light in their face, or me, I shine the light on the ceiling so I can see everything, and I look to make sure that I can see their face, right, and then check them off. There were two rooms that were for girls only, because most all the other ones were guys. You'd have like 6 people to 8 people in a room, sometimes 10. Um, but the girls, they were always locked from the outside for obvious reasons, for their safety, right? So the the girl and the guy told me they went into the room, and the guy stands at the door. The girl walks in, shines a light. You always got to have 2 people, watching each other's back. And she said she walked into the room, she shone the light, and the patient, the girl, was sitting at the end of her bed, just sitting up at the end of her bed, kind of with her hair like that, looking down, looking all kind of hungover, bust up, whatever. And then she like looks up at her, and she's like, "What the hell?" She looks scary, right? And then she moves the light to the left slightly, and she sees that same girl sleeping on the bed. So the patient was actually sleeping on the bed, but there was something else like a doppelganger that looked like her sitting at the end of her bed, looking all scary and spooky and creepy. Yeah. Yeah. So what's going on this one here? Work security, Big Island. Oh, Big Island. It'll be fun. Yeah. Hold on. This is the one about the armory. Yeah. Seventh grade at the armory on the Big Island in Hilo. Was staying there for a soccer tournament. The showers turned on as we were sleeping and sounded like rain on the tin roof with drums and mist. That's awesome. Sorry. Could be night marchers. I'm not too sure. This was a mental hospital you worked at, right? Yep. This was a mental hospital I worked at. Yeah. Just so many things. My uncle worked there 25 years, and he was kind of pupuli himself. He was kind of pupuli himself, but nah, he's cool. He's always a nice guy, but he just has a really cool sense of humor. Very different, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was the state hospital. Phoebe was overpacked. 10 bodies in one room. They took the classrooms and they would shove 8 to 10 people in the classrooms. Yeah. Oh, that's where I like go Kahimohala. I mean, outside the gates of Kahimohala, and go sunning over there. Um, mm, my mono home. That would be fun.
How you like investigate crazy ghosts?
Yes, yes. I like investigate crazy ghosts, bro. So the question in my mind: is if mental illness is a chemical imbalance in the brain, then does it persist after death when you know a brain or chemicals? Is it a reflection of who you are? Is it an echo? Can these hauntings still manifest? Can they still are they can they interact with you? Are they residual or are they intelligent? Right? If you have a ghost that has schizophrenia, do they still hear voices as a ghost? You know, auditorial hallucinations, all of that kind of stuff. That's what I was really
I guess
fascinated about.
I guess you'd have to be able to answer the question first, though. Is what's a ghost? What's a spirit? Is that your soul? Is that your reincarnation of your mind? You know what I mean? Like what is it? You know?
You
Then
saw,
then I think you can figure out what it affects, because like we're saying that it affects the mind, right? Is
hmm
like schizophrenia is a mental illness. Does that pass on to the ghost itself?
yeah.
Does it affect the soul? So if it's, if a spirit is like the embodiment of a soul, then would it actually carry on? I don't know. Just out of
Well,
stupidity wise, I would probably say it does carry on. That it
I
would be a
also think
crazy
too.
soul or spirit,
Yeah,
but
I also think too. So
scientifically maybe not.
when I started working at the hospital, the training we had, the first thing we learned is everybody in the mental hospital, or almost everybody, has experienced some severe sort of trauma that their brain cannot recover from, and that's why they're there. What's more traumatizing than dying, right? So you might have normal people that could be mental health ghosts, you know. But see, so when ghosts start to act like that, I see a pattern in the behavior. You know what I mean? And I know from experience how to counsel, how to talk to them, you know, how to bring them back, kind of thing, right? How to just establish the baseline and build up from there. Even with ghosts,
How
yeah.
about this then? What's more scary than dying? Re-dying.
Dying again,
Rewatching you
yeah.
dying again, right? So
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
if this
Reliving that.
restless soul dies, and now he's reliving his death over and over, and that's why he's stuck here in his restless soul. He's reliving his his reenacting his death.
But would
Wouldn't
they
that be
have?
kind of crazy? Or you know what I mean? Wouldn't
Mhm.
you think that that would be a crazy ghost or a crazy soul, crazy spirit?
Oh yeah,
Because
oh
that's
yeah,
what they're going through.
oh
But
yeah.
that's like kind of mental
That's the
traumatization,
one.
I would think.
We came across one of those, but it was more of an evil entity that kept doing that to her to keep her in that state of fear, suffering, pain for supposedly decades, from what I understand. You know, just to drain that energy from her, which is kind of similar to the atmosphere of how the state hospital was and how a lot of these mental hospitals are. You know. Hi, Ireland. I'm not seeing your comments. I'm sorry. I keep seeing people say hi, hey, hello, Ireland, but I don't see. So if you guys want to repeat it, that you guys see, let me know. Yeah, a lot of good thoughts over here too. Um, overcome your fears, face them. Maybe it's your own mind when you pass. Yeah, I don't know if it's frozen in time though. Sometimes, like one of the houses I worked at had a haunting. I'll tell you guys about this one. This one was, in my opinion, very easily a residual haunting. Right. By residual haunting, I mean she must have left an energy imprint in that house that she died in. And I guess the best way to compare it are the Harry Potter kind pictures, you know, where the pictures have personality and the memories of the person, but how they're not actually the person. That's kind of how I would see it, kind of thing. It takes that moment frozen in time of them when they took the picture, and it replays that and how they would react to certain things and blah 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 and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I wonder how their life review might be affected by mental illness. But I think too that it's not necessarily like that. It's like now we're this wrong. It's not really that bad. Their their life review would still happen, but if their energy is still back over here, if their energy still remains here, it's like a CD, it's like a tape, it's like a DVD, where it's actual data burned onto a medium. Instead of a disc, it's burned onto a piece of wood or an object or something in the house that can be triggered psychologically or psychically because we share the same brain, the same brain waves, which is why we see ghosts sometimes and everything is right. I get all these stories in my head, right? Like the one I heard on the kind of the radio show, Coast to Coast. Had one lady that would hear ghosts. She called in. She said she sometimes she would hear a ghost in her bathroom. The bathroom would be haunted. She said so. She would go just every now and then, very rarely, maybe once a month, every few weeks, every couple of weeks. She'd go into the bath. She'd run the bath water, get it ready, and as soon as she steps in the bath water, she hears a guy in her ear talking. She freaks out. She runs. You know what I mean? She won't go back into the room for the rest of the night, kind of thing. Um, a while later, she's with her friend. They're driving down the street. Flips the radio station, and she hears the same voice. The same guy is a radio DJ, and he's talking. That's the same voice that she heard in her ear in her apartment. Come to find out, the radio station broadcast right down the road, and when she had 1 foot in the water at a certain depth and 1 foot out of the water, her ears acted like speakers, like it captured the radio waves and it would play it in her head, right? So we I believe that we have these um, tools, right? The technology, the tools, the devices to play all of these kind of hauntings and these kind of things as well, right? So it may be hauntings, they may not be hauntings, right? They may be residual, maybe they might be intelligent. It already depends, right? Um, we had, as I said, we had this house in Kaneohe that I worked at, two-story house, 24-hour group home. You needed staff there 24 hours a day. But these guys were better than the one I worked at over by the hospital. That one was always just chaos, bro. It was so much fun. Um, so working over there, kind of boring. I started at 6 p.m. and I left at 6 a.m. So they all go bed by 8 o'clock for the most part, right? Um, and then they all wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning for their meds and stuff. So I spend most of the night just completely by myself, right? It was like me. I'm a guy. I really don't care, and I'm kind of stupid, so I really didn't think about self-preservation at the time. Um, I never locked the doors. I mean, I can't stop them from running away if they're gonna run away. You know, if they're gonna run away, they're gonna run away. I'm not gonna stop them. I can't legally stop them from doing that. All they do is call the cops and call their case manager and their parole officer. But so why lock the doors, right? My other coworker, she's a female, and she would work the nights I didn't. We would talk at the meetings and stuff, and she's like, she always locks the door at 10 o'clock because she doesn't want any patient that used to live there going off the deep end, coming home thinking that they still live there. Anyway, there was a ghost over there. Around Halloween and Christmas time, around September, when they would decorate the house, there would be a lady on the second floor. Like everybody's gone in the daytime. The day staff just cruises, right? They go to their programs, they do this, they do that, they run their errands, and they're all gone. They have legally obligated programs to go to. Um, so this lady Susan, one of the staff, told me that she would often see right around that time a lady walking down the hallway. And she'd been there for years, Susan, right? But it's right around that time, the middle of September or so, they'd see a lady walking down the hallway on the second floor and going into the far right room like she lived there. And she's like, Joe, you need to check this out. I don't know what the heck, who this is, what this is, but I always see the same lady. And my coworker that worked opposite me, Roz, she would tell me that things would come knocking on the door sometimes. Like something would come and start pounding on the door, and at nighttime, in the middle of the night, and she opened it up and there's nobody there. So I didn't really think much. I know, get ghosts, who cares? Get ghosts everywhere you go. You know what I mean? My coworker that I relieved lived in Makakilo, so he never go home, yeah, because this is Kaneohe, when he got to come back to work at 6 o'clock. So he asked me if he could, just go out, eat dinner or whatever, cruise until 10, and then when everyone goes to bed, he comes over, crashes on the couch. I'm like, yeah, sure, sounds good. So he's sleeping on the couch, and he's like, and he locks all the doors because you're not supposed to do that, yeah. And so he's like, yeah, if the boss comes, wake me up. I'll go hide or something. I'm like, bro, you so stupid, dude. Whatever. And so I'm just doing my thing in the office on the second floor. He's right outside the office, sleeping on the couch, right? There's a stairway that goes up to the second floor, just a stairway, just a flight of stairs. And he locked all the doors, and I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't care. Whatever makes you feel better, right? About 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night, all of a sudden, you hear somebody pounding on the door on the second floor. And we're talking, bah, 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 like whacking the door. The thing is shaking, the door handle jiggling, everything like that, right? And he jumps up. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, that's the boss. I'm in trouble. I'm like, brah, it's fine. Don't worry. The boss is cool. You know what I mean? I go walk to the door. I'm coming. I'm coming. I go open up the door. No more nobody there. And I'm like, brah, what the hell? And he looked at me. He's like, oh, just like Roz, bro. Just like her. She tells me this kind of stuff happens to her all the time. And I'm like, what? That's cool. He's like, I don't know. I mean, you could see all the way down the whole side of the house, the whole front of the house. No more nothing. No more nobody, nothing at all. Um, then I asked my boss if she could pull up some of the history of the former tenants, residents. And so she managed to pull up history. She wasn't able to tell me names or dates or anything because HIPAA. But she did confirm that there was a woman who had died of a heart attack on the second floor in that house. She was in the from the records that she found, she was in the far back room on the right, the one that my friend would always see her going into. And she was having a heart attack, and at that time the staff actually lived in there as well and lived right across the hallway from her. So while she was having her heart attack, she got out of the room and like clutching her heart or something. You know what I mean? She came out of the room and she started pounding on the staff's door to get them to call 911 or to get help. The staff was out grabbing lunch and nobody came to her rescue. Nobody heard her as she died a death right in front of the door. And her last actions were pounding on the door, kind of freaked out, So, yeah, now she's doing that again. Maybe she thinks she still lives there and she gets mad when the door's locked. Maybe it's something else. I don't think this is an intelligent haunting, except for the fact that nothing pounds on the door in the back. The door, the actual door that she pounded on, nothing pounds on that door. It only pounds on the front door, on the second floor, or even sometimes on the first floor. So it might be an intelligent haunting, might not. But if it was an intelligent haunting, you think she would know that she died already. I don't know. We'll try to read some of the comments now over here. Could a mental illness also be the cause of a spirit being trapped? Yeah, definitely, 100%. I wonder how life review might be affected. Okay, we did that, yeah. Um, it was like one of the movies I saw. I don't think that a ghost could necessarily mean that's the person. It might just be a recording of the person or a recording of the person as a snapshot in that time. You know what I mean? Residual energy, I can tell, because for me it has no feeling just on a replay compared to a live spirit haunting. I can feel their emotions so they can communicate in conversation. Ooh, have you ever come across something that was able to see you, register that, register changes, but still felt like a repeat? Have you been Kavaihau Graveyard at night? Yes. And I'm actually happy to say I just saw it last week. I had to go there for work. They finally took the fence down. They finally took the wall down from like 10, 15 years when they were digging up the bones. They finally tore it down. So you can go over there now. I think it's a parking lot. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious. I've always had conversation with the spirit that sees me always so far. Yeah. No, if they see me and it's not residual. Gotcha. Um, I don't know. It's maybe not. But then I guess you see the ones that make an effort to see you and to communicate with you, right? If it's kind of a residual haunting, they wouldn't really make an effort, right? I don't know. It was crazy when I was younger. I was raised going there, going to the graveyard. Were you one of the guys that made the emu over there too, digging up for Kalua the pig, and finding all the human bones? Yep, yep, yep. I heard about that too. My dad would tell me stories. Right across from the Kaina Honowai, Honokai. I forget what it's called. The apartment building is across Queen Street. Yeah, Kawai House is a different beast. That was more of the 1800s where there was the plagues and the plagues, the black. Not really. They had the Black Death, but that was 1900, and that was in Chinatown. But you had smallpox. You had all these epidemics break out, and not everybody had a spot in the graveyard. And so when people would bury their loved ones, they'd do their best to bury them nearest the holy ground and the consecrated ground that they could, or they would sneak them in, or however, or they would put plague pits where they would just combine all of these hundreds of bodies into one pit, you know. Um, and you pair that with the Christianity, with the Hawaiians' reverence of bones. Yeah, you don't just let your ancestor do this and do that, and oh, they won't die. Okay, but that's also how devastating it was for them when all the people who had died the night before would be thrown into a pit and nobody knew where their family was. Nobody knew their brother, their mom, their dad, their wife, their husband, their sister. Nobody knew where they were laid to rest, because you have an entire mountain of bodies in front of you that would either be burned or buried or both. My nephews see spirits, especially when they pass there. They have a gift. My father was a healer. Okay. Mm. I did ghost tours down around there before, so it was always very interesting. You get the little boy that runs around the graveyard, yeah. He always likes to go play and have fun. I like that little boys like to play and have fun over there. That shows me that it's not a very scary place. Yeah. My voice is soothing. Should I start yelling? I'm just gonna talk like this, and all of a sudden, ah!
You need a jump scare every now and then. Yeah. No, Jamie
Oh man, I
doesn't.
could tell stories of that too. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, so then they was walking down the hall. And as they was walking down the hall, all of a sudden they would turn around and hear ah! I can do that kind too. It's a lot of I can make my voice really like this, and then I can make it really light and happy. I love doing that when I was on the tours. I would make people more scared when it wasn't scary enough, and I make them less scared when it was too scary. Have you been to Maui? Not very often, but yes, I have been to Maui. No, I mean, yeah, I feel like we everywhere. Yeah, you know what, Jamie? Joy is on the other side over here, and she also falls asleep listening to me too. So it's soothing having a hard time working out while listening to you. I should come. I should come, Maui. I get the kind of uh Starlink so I can go EL Valley where no more reception, and I can stream one live from EL Valley. That would be awesome. Haleakala one day too. Oh, brah. That sounds like fun. I was just thinking again today. My pictures, they always change, yeah? About the recording we got on top Mauna Kea. So I would see the lake, yeah, Lake Waiao, where we heard the chanting. Or you guys would hear the chanting. I never heard the chanting, but that just always makes me smile, you know? No can come out with us if Joe makes you sleep. Nah, Joy would bring her daughter and with Corey and Jerea. And bruh, her and Jerea just pass out. And even after the live, you get me and Corey talking story, and then they over there snoring in their chairs. Yeah, Joey.
They're gonna wake up tomorrow morning to the birds chirping.
Bruh.
Joe and Get Company is gone.
Yeah. It's just so peaceful, dude. You know, at Judd.
You look too peaceful. I never like wake you up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to go home.
Oh, that's awesome. Le Soto? Yeah, that's awesome. My sister has they get one story about Kelly Irashel going there when they went go Hana, they went go grab the kind of ili. Yao Valley used to be our party spot. I've been there a couple times. Not really. Yeah. I figure I'm not gonna pay kind of like $1,000 for go to one tropical island when I already live on one tropical island, you know. I remember Maui. The traffic is a lot like Oahu during rush hour. Yeah, no hope of the waterfall there too. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting there, renting the car and all that stuff, and I would love to do that. The go up Haleakala. Yeah. Um, Faye, you still around? You would request mental health Hawaii State Hospital stories. I get more if you still here. Anybody else want to hear stories? Let me know. Hey, Tobias, how's it? How's it? Hey, Sean, I'm just wondering where you were, bro. Yeah. It's alright. It flies over here. Man, now it's nice and quiet.
Yeah, as soon as I sit down on chat, I had the big bomb.
Said what?
I said it was quiet over here.
Oh,
I
yeah,
said that
yeah.
on chat and then boom, bomb went off. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought the cars would be louder. I mean, considering when we had like, dude, we're in the poly. You know what I mean? We hiking all the way up the mountain, and you hear those things on the live. You know what I mean? Loud and clear. Like, oh, bruh.
Must echo off the mountain, I guess. In the valley, I guess, huh?
Stories from Kauai Hospital. Never been Kauai Hospital. What am I conjuring this time? Just people on YouTube and TikTok. You ever talk about chicken skin stories from that book? Yeah. I'm on Oahu. I'm in Kaneohe right now, Le. Um, yeah, I love some of the stories from Obaki Files. Yeah, I don't like to make the whole live about that because that's Glenn Grant's work. You know, I will if it's relevant. Like when I do share more stories about the lizard people and all of that, I will include a couple of his stories as well that I grew up hearing. Yeah, more worse when you were on the Big Island and had the croaky frogs. Yeah. Got any Night Marcher stories? Yes, but I seem to tell Night Marcher stories every time I go. I go live. Especially last week, we was on a Night Marcher's path. That was cool. Oh, you go show them the video. Okay, okay. Yeah, you got some students working over there. Um,
You have to tell more stories over here now.
yeah. Trying to think the scariest thing that would happen to me. I don't know. I don't get scared very easily. The coolest thing that happened to me was seeing the apparition. Oh, thank you for the thing on my head too, by the way. Thank you, Mint, for the heart me. Hey, Robin, how's it? So I guess, yeah, I wouldn't say it's scary, but I mean, I don't consider it scary what some other people consider scary. I work with mental people, so it's like I got a different threshold for certain emotions and stuff. Yeah. Your great grandmother came to you. I don't know who my great grandmother is. I never met her. I have a picture of my grandma after she died. I mean, like, as she came to see us. Yeah, Haunted Drive-In, Waialae Drive-In, the Faceless Lady. Yeah. I don't know what a GW shark is.
Great one.
Oh, Great White. Nope. Only in pictures. Um, I was working the infirmary unit. What is it called? Geriatric, not infirmary. The geriatric unit. I don't like to do this. I don't like my stuff to get all wet. Huh?
Geriatric and infirmary, that's fun. Put two together.
Yeah, close enough.
You're getting pretty old, so you're getting the infirmary.
Hey, okay. I could be infirm, but I'm not geriatric yet. Okay.
No, sorry, my bad. I just heard it too. I was like, oh no. I know that's not what he meant, but
Oh, like, what did I do that for? So stupid. I had a light. What am I? Did I just? Bruh. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I know I never would turn my light off. The one that's blinding my face. We went to. Oh, yeah, it was me. I was working in the geriatric unit, and I was working in the courtyard outside, so never had the AC. um, yeah, sorry. So it's like a little outside garden, but it's all enclosed and stuff over here, you know. So this is the one. It's this one big U, and then right outside is a big glass wall where they can walk in, use the bathroom, get the nursing station, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So I walk. I'm sitting over there at a place where I can see everything in front of me. Right, I can see everybody coming and leaving. I can see all the doors and all the rooms, and there might have been about 6 to 8 people per room, kind of thing. And so, middle of the night, I'm reading my book. Yeah, I just over there reading my book, and I see somebody walk out of the room. He waved to me, you know, points to the bathroom. I nod my head. He goes to the bathroom. He walks into the nursing station. I see him past the glass door. Right past the door, get the bathroom on the right. So he goes right over there. He uses the bathroom, and he don't give trouble. Huh? So I let him just cruise. I go back to reading my book. I'm not worried about him. A few minutes later, I see the door open again, and I'm not looking because the guy's good, right? So I keep reading my book. Out of the corner of my eye, I see him walk through the glass door again, open it up, close the door. And then instead of going to his room, which was a second door on the left, he instead went to the first door on the left. And I'm like, the second door to the left is right in front of me, his room. Right in front of me across the courtyard, maybe like 15 feet. All right. And I see him go to the other room. And then, so that catches my attention. I look up in time to see the door closing and his hand just kind of sliding in, when you're trying to sneak, yeah. He didn't even like slam the door, so I see his hand, like this part of the hand, just sliding into the room, and then the door closes. So what the hell is this guy doing? You know what I mean? I walk over there, I open up the door, door's locked. I'm like, brah, okay, whatever. Grab my keys, unlock the door. All dark, yeah. Turn on the light. Nobody's in the room. You just get the wheelchairs, get the canes, get everything. Big open room. You know what I mean? Nobody in there. It's the storage room. No more any place for hide too. You know what I mean? And I'm like standing over there, like, what the hell? And then the guy comes out behind me, comes out of the bathroom, out of the nursing station, and he's like, "Hey, how's it, Joe?" And I'm like, "Oh, you just coming out now?" He's like, "Yeah, everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry. Good night." I walk back, started texting my friends like, "Bruh, I just want to see one ghost, bruh. I just want to see one ghost. That's so cool." Did you hear that? What was that?
sound like domestic.
Huh?
Sound like domestic.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that too. Didn't you have domestics the last time he was here?
Yeah. Do you know when the botanical garden closes? You talking in Ho'omaluhia, 4 p.m. Hey Lily, how's it? Yes, Oahu will always be home. You ever sit on the side of the road after dark by the pineapple fields after the Dole plantation? Nope. I can honestly say I've never done that. Yeah, I work with mental people too. I really miss Hawaii. I used to live Nanakuli. But I reside in Utah now. I had I stay Kaneohe right now. Tyler's mama. See, this is what I like about my job now. Is my brain is so occupied. How's this one, Matt? Yeah, this week I had to work Waianae, the high school, and so my brain is already on overdrive mode because they get so much problems I cannot fix. You know what I mean? And I gotta figure out how to fix them. So I go over to the pier, go use the bathroom, and my brain is still running and running and running. And I get one guy following me outside of the bathroom. Hey, uncle, how's it? I'm like, hey, how's it? Turn around. I never even realized. I knew, but it never occurred to me. Yeah, brother came up to me with a machete. He's like, hey, uncle, you like see how sharp this thing is? And I'm like, oh, how sharp is that thing? He's like, nah, not that sharp. I gotta sharpen them. You get one sharpening stone on you. I'm like, no more sharpening stone on me. And I'm just like talking to him, talking story, and he's like, "Oh, okay, uncle, have a good day." He even gave it to me. I was feeling him, and then I driving away, and I'm like, "Bro, how come everybody get machetes now, bro?" And I'm like, "Wait, did I just do that? I just had one guy walk up to me with one machete, asking me if I like see how sharp it is."
Coconuts, man, coconuts.
And I'm like, and it didn't even trigger me or, bruh, that's not safe. Hey, Triple Gardenia, how's it?
What you gotta do every time you go out Waianae side?
Sigma boy, how's it?
Look at the water and the coast. That's the Waianae High School. That's one of the most beautiful things about that place.
Yeah.
He's looking at the ocean line on the way out there.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
I get mesmerized every time I go out there.
Oh yeah, I love that place, bro. Watching the waves breaking, all that, yeah. And now the whole west side green, yeah. Freaking awesome, bro. It's almost like the Ko'olans. Could be some bump. I mean, the part that gets me. I'm only 44 years old, right? This guy looked like he was my age and brought calling me uncle. But then they put me to work with the 22-year-old, you know. Yeah, I actually went to the school and I was sitting on a bench, and my coworker came up and he's like, "Joe, look at the bench." And I'm like, "What about it?" He's like, "You see the names on them?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Those are the two boys that drowned." I'm like, "Oh shit, you're sitting on their commemorative bench right now. It's not done yet." I'm like, "Oh boy." Like, oh, well, maybe let's not sit on the bench then. Hold on, it's raining. Hey, Jordan. Aloha. Oh, drama's turned into one good time, huh?
Maybe that's what it was to begin with.
Maybe it was just too much fun. Huh? Yeah. I wish I could do one live at the Kaimakua Cave. Nah, maybe not. That wouldn't be very pono. There's no spirits in there to tell stories. There's just things. Okay, I'll go show you guys the beautiful background. And get the camera off me so I can get turn my light off for a moment. So I'm not being blinded. There you go. And I get 3 phones now, so I get to test out and see how good each phone is. Yeah, 44 is 29. I only feel the minor aches and pains. Now my kids are older now, so I gotta realize that they're still my kids and not my friends. My boy is 22, and my daughter is gonna be 18 in a couple months. Bruh.
This is the time when the time is supposed to become your friend. How you feel?
Yeah, yeah,
Stand
yeah,
on your
yeah,
own two
yeah.
feet, damn it. Oh,
Yeah, call up my son. Hey, boy, you on your way home? Pick me up one pack of cigarettes and one beer.
yeah, yeah. You know, cold pack and pack smokes. Some poo-poos too while you're at it.
Yep. Oh no, it's gonna be storming tomorrow. That's what it says anyway.
The whole week.
Yeah. The shark might recognize you. No, no way. Oh yeah. No, 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 no. That's where my age comes in. I ain't crawling down no freaking lava tubes again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be 39. I feel 60. Joy. Yeah, I gotta reach out to you, talk story with you. I like to know how things are going with you guys. Tyler's mama, my baby just turned 21. Oh man, tell me about it. Yeah, my son is now old enough to buy a lighter. And what kind of medicine? The kind of cough medicine, yeah. You gotta be 18 for buy cough medicine now.
Yeah, and the thing, shoot the fed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll walk through a lava tube. I ain't crying. I ain't crying. I ain't crawling. My knees, no, they're not that good. Hey, Rosa, that's awesome. Your baby's just turned 50. Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I looking at the camera, it reminded me of Hilo. I like go back. I like go back Big Island or Maui too. That'll be fun. I like get off this rock. Tax return's coming up soon. Oh, ooey, my daughter might go to Nebraska for college. If she go to Nebraska, I go visit Tom. Go fishing at his lake or something. Yeah. We're over in Kaneohe over here, Rosa. Just cruising, telling some ghost stories and seeing what other kind of stuff. I'm not. I have my equipment. I'm not gonna take the equipment out because it's just a steady drizzle tonight. Yeah. Vegas. Yeah, come Vegas. Oh yeah, Zach Bagan's museum. Or your friend that worked at the hospital over here. She told me come down anytime. She'll take me to all to some of the haunted towns and stuff. And Malia will too. She lives in Vegas. The ghost towns. The old abandoned ghost towns with the mines and all that. And yeah, that'll be tons of fun. What do you think? You think mine shafts could be like the same as lava tubes?
Yeah, pretty close.
It's
That's
weird.
just as scary and creepy. I mean, more people died in those mine shafts than the lava tubes.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
it's weird going mainland though, dealing with because the ghosts there are so different than down here. Down here, the ghosts are like of the land. You know, they're part of the land. They're spirits and they're that kind of stuff. They're not necessarily people, but if they're people, they still had a connection to the land a lot of the times. Like, I went to Rolling Hills Asylum, the infamous Rolling Hills Asylum up in New York, and I'm like, bro, it's gonna be fun. And I get over there, and I'm like, dude, it was an asylum. It wasn't a mental hospital. These people weren't tormented. These people weren't, you know what I mean, improperly buried. Like the things we have over here at Waimano Home, where the staff would do things to the patients that were just unspeakable. And yeah, but that didn't happen there. The worst they had was a psychiatric ward before medication was invented, where they chained them to the wall so they wouldn't hurt themselves or anybody else.
Uh, you know what though? It'd probably be cheaper to go to Vegas than it would be
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
here
yeah,
to
yeah.
Inner Island over
Yeah,
here.
I know. Get choked ghost towns in Utah. Oh yeah, salt caves. Oh, I don't think you gotta worry about any kind of ghost being haunted. Yeah, I wonder if the salt cave's haunted. Yeah, isn't salt supposed to be one ghost repellent? Bruh, that would be the most baseline reading you could get, like for a psychic to go into the salt mines, salt caves, and to see what you can feel, because you cannot have all the ghosts, yeah, in the salt mine. I was thinking, where can I go to establish a baseline of absolutely zero spirits and ghosts? Am I gonna have to get one boat and go like 50 miles all the way out into the middle of the ocean? But then something can follow me, yeah? Something can follow me, something can follow the boat. So if I were to get a established and feel what it's like to actually feel no ghosts, no presence, maybe the salt mines would be the best idea. Oh, that's dang it. There goes that theory, Scott. Yeah. You're saying the ocean has no ghosts because it has salt. Yeah.
Get ghosts in the ocean though.
Yeah. Get ghosts in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So there goes that theory. My Kanina library where I grew up was haunted. Me too. I grew up over there. Oh yeah. Not by the library though, but
Only with Mango Man.
Mango Man, yeah.
You don't need to hunt the library.
You think Hawaiian salt get different mana? Yes. Yes. I think I was reading a while back. Salt is a ghost repellent, partially because it's white. I remember at one point, and I forgot what I did. I may need to go review this again. What is it about the chemical composition of salt that would repel a ghost, or interrupt energy, or what forms of energy, that kind of stuff? Like, no, it's not Big Island, Kona. This is Kaneohe. You still carry your black salt everywhere. Yeah. Lahaina Luna. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Drowns in the ocean and Matt's ghost came out of the water. Yeah. You get the mo'o.
Maybe the ocean salt isn't pure enough.
Well, but if you're talking about the mo'o, the mo'o is more of closer to cryptids, elementals, than an actual spirit. I don't know. I never heard of no cultures around the world says throw salt at them. You get the mermaids, you get the kappa, you get all, you know what I mean? None of the cultures say that, yeah. Diluted the ocean this way, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying.
I don't know. That's an interesting. Well, it's concentrated enough to have a physical effect on us if we drink it.
Yeah, but that's us, not.
Huh?
That's us, though, not spirits.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason why I can think it's just not concentrated.
Yeah.
The salt itself is concentrated form.
See, bro, I would have been one good crackhead, bro, if I did crack or ice. I would go down all these tangents, bro. Imagine working 12 hours, 16 hours by yourself at night. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't be working 12 or 16 hours. You'd be working a 72-hour shift. Fucking Joe's missing for about 2.5 days. Come back around and see him 2 weeks straight, just going off in his garage, laughing out.
Oh, here we go, Keith. Salt is a purifier, removes distortion. All types of salts work except for Epsom, which is not sodium chloride. Oh, okay. Yeah, the intentions speak a lot about it too. And Kona says, you want to see some spirits, come to Captain Cook by small painted church next to the gravestones. Oh yeah. Well, that sounds interesting. No lights, nothing. I like go down South Point. South Point gets some stuff too. What I want to do is I want to go to Kealakeakua Bay, where Captain Cook's gravestone is. That place, wow. Imagine that place at nighttime. But you got to get one boat, yeah, for go over there. So what are you guys doing? Waiting for something? And where are you in? Nah, we just cruising over here. We do the live every Friday night. telling ghost stories. I'm not really. Some nights I just go all out ghost stories mode, but I've already done all my ghost stories. Everything is just repeating again. And we discussed last week. Last week we went to an ancient trail that I think the night marchers had used. But then again, you never really hear anybody in Kaneohe saying they see torches coming up that side where we was last week. But then again, you get all the trees too, so. That's funny though. You don't hear anything about night marchers and the Pali Lookout, do you? No, no, no. That's not true. Never mind.
I could tell you all the time.
Yeah. Never mind. That's not true. And that place that we were on top of Likeke Falls was where that guy once shared a story of the night marchers coming down that little valley. Yeah.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yep. That's where it was. The double waterfall. The Twin Falls. Yeah. Kaena. Yeah. If I go do Kaena, I gotta be one Saturday though. I cannot do Kaena Point on a Friday because I don't get off work till 4:30. You guys from Castle and what year? I'm not Castle. I'm I live by Castle, but I grad come in, yeah, 99. H3 haunted? Yep, H3 is haunted. You get Hawaiian stuff over there, ancient Hawaiian stuff, and from what I've heard from some of the stories, you got gods and goddesses up there that I don't even know the names. The names have long since been forgotten. I try to keep the Wahine in the far back of my mind. Every time at Judd, he was going to tell one story. I want you to tell that story. Then I was going to ring the bell behind you.
Play around, huh?
Yeah. No, so when I go to places, I don't like to disrespect. I don't like to taunt, ask, call, that kind of stuff. If something wants to come and hang out or somebody, they can come hang out. When I tell ghost stories, it's usually for the enjoyment of the spirits as well as you guys, you know. When I worked for the ghost tours, that's what I realized is that the ghosts would come and enjoy the stories sometimes more than the people, you know. And they would come night after night after night after night, listen to my same story all the time. Yeah, they used to have in Halava side there was two heiau back there. One was male, one was female, on either side of the H3 now. Yeah. Are there any portals at WCC campus near the bookstore? Very possible. I haven't ever explored WCC that much.
I like that sound.
Huh?
I like that sound.
What sound did you hear?
Maybe that's not.
Huh?
But that was the ua.
Oh.
It was coming down heavy far away. Could have been the cars though. Like
Yeah.
it was coming down heavy.
That's
Now
music, bro. Yeah.
No, it wasn't the music. Sounded like. I was like, oh shit, no, is that coming?
Yeah. Hey, Josh, listening from upcountry Maui, right on. I tried once in the dark room with just a mirror and nothing happened. Maybe I was scared already, saw nothing. Supposed to have bad storm. We'll see. I've been doing this long time. Like my whole life, long time. But then more professionally for next year, no, 2 years from now, we'll make 20 years. Put it that way. We're talking going out anywhere between 4 to 20 times a month for almost 20 years now, going to haunted places and doing this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, it's very rare you actually see something. In fact, it's comical a bit to me. It's like, oh, you like see one ghost? Okay, go into the room, turn off all the lights, and then you go see that thing that's invisible. Yeah, anybody? We always go public. We always go to public places, Rosa. Do you invite people to come and sit with you guys? Anybody like come hang out? Come hang out. The party usually start after we talk story and whatever. You know what I mean? Gotta go to the old Omega station. Oh yeah, that's the one by the below the H tree. Yeah? I've wanted to go there. I don't know how to get there. My son does, but also I cannot stream from places that are illegal. Yeah, that's not very. That's not a very good image. I'm getting old. Gotta follow the rules. No fun. Tantalus. I like Tantalus. Um, I've been there exploring and I've been there investigating a few times. Not never did a live there because there's never any reception over there. Yeah, but that place gets stuff. The things we came across at Tantalus up on the top near the hiking trails. We would do some night hikes every now and again, and we would come across things that were older than the Hawaiians. Put it that way. Things that were more of spirit animals, spirit creatures, spirit beasts, and they feel very ancient and feral. It's really cool, you know. Oh, yeah, high school, yeah. Yeah, I'm being seasoned. I realized that. I'm talking to my daughter the other day. I don't know what I just did. Yeah. Um, they had the cast. They were on the news. Castle High School. I was just telling Matt yesterday. They did the walkout. Yeah, or they were gonna do the walkout. And my daughter said, "Yeah, they're gonna do the walkout," but the administrator said, "No, we cannot, and we're gonna get arrested and suspended if we do a walkout." Now, me in high school would be, oh, the injustice. What the hell? I was the kind. I like to do something. You know what I mean? All the time, I like to do something. But now, I'm like, good. You go school for learn, not for protest. You like protest, do them on your own time. And I realized I'm like, bro, I have changed so much. Yeah. Molokai has some good places too. Oh yeah. What about Old Pully Road? You sit out there before? Yeah. Nish. Judd Trail was my go-to place until I switched to AT&T about a month ago, and now I no more reception over there. Yeah, Konasai. If is it possible if you seek, you can potentially bring it inside your home? Yes. I don't look for things because I believe fair is fair. If you go out looking for things, things can come out looking for you. So I just go into the places. I don't know what spirits are here. I don't really think that there are many spirits that call this place home anyway. You know, you good, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
And there might be, but I don't think there's any spirits that call this place home. So I didn't do a protocol. I don't really feel much of anything around this. Maybe wandering things in the bushes and stuff, and but not like when you go to places that were ancient and that kind of stuff. I don't know, Matt. What you think?
No, no. I mean, it's different though.
Yeah.
Definitely a different vibe from that side of the park to this side.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has anything to do with that building or what, but
I don't know anything about that building. I know what it's used for. I've never heard stories about it.
I remember hearing back in the days paranormal activity going on there. Not, I can't remember
It's the
exactly
one
what the
right
stories
behind
were,
us, huh?
huh?
That's the one right behind us, huh? Yeah, yeah. I know there's one across the street, a two-story building that was like derelict and abandoned, and we would watch the lights go on and off every now and then. We'd drive by. Okay, I'm like, probably people getting closer or what? Yeah, we get new tennis players over here. Well, look at only scary nighttime when the deers cross the roads and you end up banging the bugger. I've never been Molokai. I like Molokai. Bro, that was when I went Big Island. That was such a trip, dude. I went to that one night. Yeah, we were staying Honoka'a, but I drove down to go to Mackenzie Park to do ghost stories by the Night Marchers Trail. Right, that's about a 2 hour drive back home to where we were staying.
Mm-hmm.
On the road going up, it's bumpy. Yeah, you go. It's hilly. I should say. Going up one hill, on the top of the hill, get one damn cow blocking the road, bro. I mean, I wasn't even going that fast, but I had to swerve around the thing. I almost went whack 'em. Just freaking random cow, dude. And then driving on the highway, I hit one pig. Like, what the heck, bro? Big Island fun. So every time I drive around Big Island too now, bro, I'm waiting for somebody to jump out at me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bro, growing on Oahu, I never had to do that. How's the frog in the Big Island? Oh, the croaky frogs. Yeah.
The fog.
Mean, bro. But you said fog or frog? The frog, yeah.
Oh, frog.
Yeah.
You know what? In fact, I remember the guy that used to take care of the gym.
Mm.
He said his office used to be haunted. He always had stuff go on. The basketball come off the rack, fall off, or things move in the office. The door closed by itself, the thing locked, nothing get in.
Oh,
all
no.
just different, yeah. Just
Yeah.
random as kids. They always used to tell us stuff in there.
We had I will say him. I was there today too, yeah. So I was thinking about it again. Kailua High School, the gym bathroom is haunted in the front.
Mm.
That's the one I wouldn't go. They was doing renovations, so you had the construction workers outside, and I was going over there to fix alarm, and I had to go bathroom, so they would give me the key. So I went over to the front. I went to go use the bathroom, and I hear somebody in the bathroom, so I figured this was a construction worker. I use the urinal, and behind me is the stalls, and I hear somebody going number two in the stalls, bro. You can hear them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You walk into the bathroom, you hear the strains, you hear the water plop, and you smell them. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's a bathroom. What you expect? But then, bro, there was nobody there. Nobody. There was nobody in the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Creepy.
And that was the second time in what, a week that happened to me. The other one was in YNI. Bro, I hear the same thing, bro. I hear it. I smell it. I go around the corner, and the bathroom is one storage. All the stalls get desks piled up all the way to the roof. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I know what I heard. I know what I smell. I even did one recording. You know what I mean? I walked back in. I'm like, bro, that's just what happened now.
And you smell them too. That's even worse, bro.
Yep.
Like you following you in those bathrooms.
God. When I go shishi, I hear rain. For me, it's usually the other way around. You know the saying, you gotta be scared more of the living than the dead. Exactly. Like last week, I was more scared of the pua'a than I would have been of the night marchers, because I know the night marchers not gonna chase you. You know? Oh, that pig, bro. That was cool. I like walk further down though, but I don't know. There was that one place, dude, that was like, I know the reception was bad last week, but there was that one place that was like, I felt drawn to. That's still kind of, I thought about that a few times this week. It's been a long time since something affected me like that. It looked like a little grove.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like, so in my mind's eye right now, what I'm seeing is a rock and kukui nut trees. It was a little grove of trees that had been planted there, which meant that it was important and used for something. And I felt something pulling me towards it. But then when I prayed to Michael the Archangel for protection, that feeling of being pulled towards it went away. So whatever it was wasn't good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I get a lot of people asking me to join. They like co-host from the Middle East. You guys can at least say hi, yeah. I have to. I want to switch back to T-Mobile, and I'm going to, but I gotta wait a few months. I gotta wait a few. I am not happy with AT&T, and I'm not a very hard person to be happy to please. You know what I mean? But I'm just I'm not a fan of AT&T. Can you tell the ghost to put the power back on in Nalo? Because I'm scared. I was thinking too. I was thinking a long time ago. What if you can make the ghosts, like ghost AC, yeah? And they go come around, manifest, and take all the heat out of the room, and you can be nice and cold. But then the Japanese thought of that before, yeah? The chicken skin. That's what they do the obon during the summertime, yeah? So in the summertime when it's hot, they tell ghost stories, they do obon, they invite their ancestors to come back so they can cool off, yeah? That's why they say chicken skin too. So when they tell the ghost stories, you get chicken skin, and your or goosebumps, and you cool off from that. I hear the rain.
He said, this sound is what I heard. What I thought I heard far away. So I thought it was coming.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how the fuck on the fuck? That's where it's on this one.
I'm not happy with Verizon either. When I had T-Mobile, coverage was better. I'm not even worried about coverage. Coverage is just kind of the way I see it. Is there's just way too many people. It's like we all trying to share the same router. When you're in traffic, when you get plenty people, bro, there's you get 5G full bars, but no can catch no signal. You know what I mean? Like I know Big Island AT&T was better.
Verizon is better on Big Island. That's a Big Island coverage is Verizon.
For real.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, for me, T-Mobile, the whole drive up to Honoka'a, no more nothing. My brother get AT&T, he had reception the whole way up.
T-Mobile is bad on Big Island.
I get, yeah, it is bad. I get, I get Verizon on my work phone that I brought. It still had a lot of dead spots. Brah. So yeah, right now I'm rocking T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Man. My iPad's still T-Mobile. Yeah, switch from AT&T to T-Mobile. I'm not waiting for night marchers. Yes, it's raining. My aunt used to tell me about tiny people living in the mountains. That always stuck to me. Yep, the Menehune. Yeah, it's raining right now, but yeah. Hey, so Sean, what? Molokai, which is a better service over there? Where in the 44 are you? Because I'm by the mall and it ain't raining like that.
We are in the 44.
Huh?
We are in the 44.
Brah, we are.
That's why they asked me where in the 44.
Yeah. We're like a mile from the mall.
Give it a minute or two. It'll get
Yeah,
there.
it's coming. It's coming.
Yep. It'll be there shortly.
What do I know about those tiny people, the Menehune? They're very shy. They're almost akin to elves. Not elves, dwarves, elves. What are they called? Gnomes. They do large feats overnight, like they build temples, pond walls, stuff that will take people like 100 years. They do them all overnight, kind of thing. Yeah, you know where I am now. Sometimes people see them, but they're very shy. Yeah. Sometimes people, like on the west side, people would see, according to the books, Glenn Grant stories that he collected, people would see the footprints, yeah? The little tiny footprints around the house, going up the walls, that kind of stuff. But for me, I just kind of leave them alone. They like to listen to the stories. They can come listen to the stories. They can come hang out, but they're always very shy. Thank you for all the following, guys. You by District Park too. No rain. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, that's where we are tonight. We at the park. Blessings, yes. I don't. My electronics don't need any more blessings though. Um, sometimes they're bad. They could be a little mischievous, a little kolohe. Um, you was the one talking about the evil menahunis.
Mm,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I just thought of. I don't know if they exist. That was just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
of when you were describing those things in the forest when we were walking around.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. When we was hiking Marapali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. We says don't call them gnomes or elves. They give you stink eye and say no, that's not them. I know, I know. It's. I'm trying to describe it in a way that other people who don't know what Menahuni are would understand a little bit more. The bathroom at District Park used to give me the creeps. Okay. We go do one ghost hunting in the bathroom. We go stare in the mirror and say bloody. uh, I don't know. Let's say Bloody Mary, but why would Bloody Mary be in the boys' bathroom?
Get the mirror.
Huh?
If get the mirror,
Yeah, get mirror.
all you gotta do is see them 2 times. Huh?
Yeah, but why should we be in the boys' bathroom for? Yeah, that.
I'm not sure they're discriminating.
Hey, you know
Doing
what?
them at home, right? They're not saying if that's boys or girls when that fucking show up, right? It's the urban legend, huh?
Go say bloody Mahu 3 times in the mirror.
Bloody Mary,
Oh
Bloody Mary,
no.
Bloody Mary in front of the mirror.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody knows where we are now too. Oh no. Just say Menahunis. The bad ones look different in facial features. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. Everybody get plenty of words for everything now. They just use them all around. So I thought that the evil Menahunis were the Epa, but I also heard that the evil Menahunis are the Kepalo, but then I heard that Kepalo is just another word for demon. Then you get the lost souls, the Lapu, which also have been referred to as Epa. And so I don't know. Hawaiian is just strange. Hmm. I haven't thought about that one all week. Those things that came up with the big eyes and the
Mm.
yeah. Um, in my mind's eye, when he was walking away. Where'd my tablet go? Give me this one. Where did my iPad go? Bruh.
Let me see, maybe.
No. Oh, here. I show you guys what it looked like. It looked like it had that book, yeah, spooky stuffs. Bro, don't tell me I only erased that picture. Ah, why did I erase that picture? So stupid. I'm gonna go flip the cameras back around now. It looked kind of like this. Oh, I got my light was on. Sweet. Look kind of like these guys, but smaller, slimmer and smaller. Had the same eyes, the same teeth, kind of thing. That was what I saw at the Pali. More of a spirit, less of a warrior. Not really a person before. Bruh. Too bad we didn't have any Menahuni in my old job. We needed help fixing things. There we go. People telling me use the app Rainbow, bruh. Nobody has jumped on at all. I'm gonna jump off of Rainbow. Rainbow Bright. Fricka. In 3 weeks, 6 hours, I got one guy jumped on. Ever go to the Old Pulley Road, that long stretch of bamboo? Yep, all the time. That's where we like to go. Over there's the best because nobody bother you over there, you know? Except just the random torch dancers, you know? I'm gonna zip all this up now. Oh, that cold water just gonna run down my back. I'm gonna tell you guys a story I was thinking about today. I was replaying in my mind today the events that had happened. About Judd Trail, yeah, where we used to go before. I didn't really realize it before at the time either, but this story, a lot of these stories kind of helped me to develop where I am now, kind of thing, yeah. This happened there on the Old Pulley Road, that kind of stuff. This one was on the tour. Yeah, we'll go do this story and then we go cut them. Because I don't like get wet. Got a whole weekend of getting wet ahead of me. Ooh, that's right. Let me the light up. So we was over there. I was doing the tour maybe 2011, 2010. I was doing the tour. We had one new guide with us. Yeah, this new guy. He'd been working with us a little bit before. So we get out at Judd Trail, which is also known as the Morgan's Corner, or Morgan's Corner, and we tell stories of Morgan's Corner over there. But this guy, this younger guy, he likes scare people. Yeah, that's all he likes to do. And so the good thing is he can do that because most of the people come on the tour are tourists and they don't know. Yeah. So he would make up stories. He would change stories, change things around to get a reaction and a response from the people and all of that. And I'll tell you, the problem about Hawaii is when you tell stories about ghosts, they come and they listen to their stories, right? They come and they listen. And you better not lie. You better not make up stuff about them or they're not very happy. Yeah. Hey Mara, how's it? And so night after night, this guy would go and tell his lies, and this guy would go and tell stuff for try to scare people, things that never really happened before, you know. And night after night, the anger would build, and you could feel the area is getting angry, and the spirits there are getting angry. They're getting insulted. Until this one night, finally, we get over there, and the wind was. It was windy. It was dark. It was windy. The trees were making some noises, not very much, but and he starts talking and sharing the stories, right? And I feel anger. We're up in the clearing. This anger's all around us, and I'm not the only one that's feeling it. There was another guy. I remember he was a military guy. Brother had one lantern for some reason, and he was standing on the outside. And so I kind of walked away from the group because I've heard this BS already, and I never like hear him again. And so he looks up and he's like, "You feel that?" I'm like, "What do you feel?" He's like, "Oh, I feel that they're mad." He's like, "I feel that they're mad. I feel anger." I'm like, "I feel anger too. Something is really mad." They're really mad at the storyteller. I'm like, "Yep, I know. I cannot throw my coworker under the bus, all right?" But I just say, "Yeah, you're right." Um, the wind picks up, the trees creaking, getting louder and louder and louder, and then finally the guy's like, "Okay, we're done. We're done with the stories. You guys get a couple minutes, take pictures, you know." And so people start taking pictures. We're standing right at the edge, yeah, of what we call the ravine, or no, not the ravine, the abyss, because you walk further down the trail at night and it's darker than the pitch black up on the top, right? And so we're standing on the ledge overlooking that, and I could feel something down there getting all riled up, wanting to rush at us, wanting to just come full blown, right? And so my job to protect the group. And so I tell the thing down there, I'm standing there, a couple people next to me, and I'm like, they can all feel it too, yeah. One of the ladies, she gets the kind of the Ghost Radar app, yeah, the random word generator, and I say to the thing down there, like, you need to leave, you need to get out of here, you need to leave us alone. And as I say this, I'm thinking to myself, bro, that's not even my place. This is their house. I cannot kick them out of their house. But then the Ghost Radar immediately says Val, and I'm like, Val. Val means you. It's telling me, no, you get out of here. You leave. You go away. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. You know, I forgot what it was. I kept saying things, and it kept responding to me with appropriate, intelligent answers. And then finally, like, bro, you get the tourists over there, okay? Half the tourists are taking pictures, trying to capture one ghost, and the other half are getting scared. I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta leave. We're gonna get going already, because the wind was picking up now, really, really bad. I never like anybody get blown away, trees falling on people. It was now a physical hazard. So I'm like, we need to go, guys. And half the group goes back to the van. The other half is taking pictures and ghost hunting and blah blah blah. And then finally, when I get the ghost hunting people going back to the van, the guys that went back to the van wanted to go ghost hunting. I'm gonna stand up because now my chair back is getting all wet. My whole collar getting all wet over here.
wet.
There you go. And so finally I look at the group and I'm like, yeah, and I yell at them and I'm like, guys, we're leaving in 1 minute. Whoever's here has got to call 422-2222. That's the cab. And then I'm like, okay, let's go. And then everybody will turn around and go back. And I close the door, the sliding door for the van. Everybody stay inside. And I'm heading to my door when the other guy comes out. The other guide, the one that was making the area all heva, all bad. He comes out of his car, walks up to me. He's like, don't worry. He's like, oh, this place mad, yeah? I'm like, yeah. I wonder why this place is mad. He's like, don't worry. I get him. I'm like, you get what? And then he walks back to the van. He comes back to me again with one coconut. And I'm like, one coconut? Fake Lima, 42222. He comes up to me in the pitch black with one coconut. He's like, don't worry, I get him. And then it occurs to me he's going to leave one offering, one ho'okupu. And I'm like, right on. So he starts placing the ho'okupu on the concrete barrier right over there. But then instead of placing it nicely, right next to me, he raises it up above his head, starts screaming at the top of his lungs and bashing it into the wall, bashing it into the concrete barrier. I got like, brah, talk about jump scare. You ever had one, it's so tense, and then all of a sudden the guy next to you just starts screaming, saying things in Hawaiian, like, get out of here, leave us alone, that kind of, I'm like, brah. And I'm just like, my throat is stuck in my stomach is stuck in my throat. I cannot say nothing. And then finally I recovered it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And he's bashing the coconut into the concrete barrier. The coconut falls apart, and he starts to grab pieces of the coconut, and the tree right in front of us creaks, like bends kind of thing, because the wind is like pushing these trees to bend. And I'm like, bro, we need to get out of here. He grabs the coconut, he throws it at the tree that creaks. Immediately, all the wind stops. All the wind, all the trees, everything just freezes and stops. He turns around, looks at me, he's like, oh, me now and scare him away. I'm like, brah, you made it worse. It wasn't the kind of silence where you would scare him away. It was more of a shocked, like, what did he just do to us kind of silence. And then the wind came back, much stronger. The trees were bending and bending, even worse than before. And I'm like, brah, no, we need to get out of here now. And so we got out. We left. He didn't know what to think about that. I called up my boss. As soon as I was done with work, I had to go work. Uh, I had to go kill time because I had to go work Home Depot at 6 or 5. I forget which one it was. So I go down. I go down by the little shopping center where I get one internet cafe because they get people over there. Yeah? And I called my boss in Florida because he's already up now. And I'm like, bruh, you gotta talk to this guy. This guy's one freaking bonehead, bruh. Somebody is gonna get hurt on the tour if this guy doesn't shape up. This guy wants to lie. This guy wants to do this, bruh. The spirits are getting pissed. You know, and we talk. He's like, Joe, I've talked to him about it again and again and again and again, and he just doesn't listen. Something's gonna have to happen to him. I'm like, well, I hope it happens to him and not the people. Um, And I'm talking to him for a while, and I'm like, I'm really looking for a sign because there was a lot of synchronicities going on. I'm like, I'm looking for a sign. And as I'm driving around the parking lot, right, I notice there's a light that's blinking. Just one of the lights by the stores that just keeps blinking. And I'm like, whatever. After tonight, I don't care about one blinking light, even if it's paranormal. You know what I mean? Like, right on. And I'm just driving around for another 15 minutes, and I just end up parking in front of the blinking light without even realizing it because it wasn't blinking. So I just pull over and I'm parking and I'm talking to my boss, Chris, for a while. And then the light starts blinking again as I'm like, what sign am I looking for? And then I look above me and I look and I notice the name of the store directly in front of my car under the blinking light. And I just laugh. It had two words, Pono Uhane, respect the spirits, the ghosts. I even took a picture of it. I'm like, bro, that's unreal. I'm like, dude, I got my message here. That's actually been written. You know what I mean? Sometimes, sometimes they reach out, slap you across the head if you don't believe in them. Pono Uhane. Uhane is Uhane. That's ghost, conscious, spirit, ghost kind of thing. And Pono is to be respectful. Yeah. Um. So the next day, we actually was a milestone for us almost. We had the TAPS team, the Ghost Hunters on the TV show, come on our tour with us, which was a lot of fun. Um, I'm sitting over there like, brah, if he was here last night, it would have been something else too. I'm working with Uncle Joel this night. Yeah, one of the older tour guides, the one that trained me. Um, I tell him about what had happened and to be careful. He's like, okay, okay. As we approach Judd Trail, I'm greeted by. Now, keep in mind, at Judd Trail, we would usually tell the story of an entity known as Kaupe, a half man, half dog, cannibal Hawaiian demigod, right? That terrifies people still till today, like he did in legend and stuff. Body of a man, head of a dog, that kind of stuff. Black. And so, as I pull up to my parking spot in Judd that I always park at, there is a large black dog sitting in my parking spot, facing me as I'm driving down the road, waiting for me to come. I'm in the car now, and the black dog is right in front of my car, and I'm like, bruh, what the hell? I call up Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe, you won't believe this. He's like, what? I'm like, get one black dog right over here in front of my car. He's like, what? Get one black dog. I'm like, yeah. He's like, bruh, not Kaupe. I'm like, bruh, I don't know. What? We should skip this site or what? And then you hear somebody in the back. Well, they don't know what the hell we're doing or any of this stuff. And I'm like it's just a little doggy. And I'm like, this little doggy is like huge. Okay. And first of all, this little doggy was like Great Dane kind size, right? Maybe slightly smaller than a Great Dane. And he's just sitting there looking at me, waiting for me. Not moving, not getting out of the way. And I'm like, you don't understand. They're like, what? It's a cute little doggy. And I'm like, this is the place where we tell the story about the black dog that's half man, half dog, and will eat you. Oh well, I don't think that's him. He looks so cute. Somebody said, and go with a Hawaiian lady in the back. She's like, maybe it's a guardian, maybe it's a protector, an amakua. And I'm like, I don't think Hawaiians made amakua on things that they would eat traditionally, right? I don't think they would really eat them unless they were starving them. Anyway, a lot of cultures did. And so we said, you know what? The hell with it. And we got out of the car. And this dog, followed me around all night while we were at that site, right at my hip, right on my side. I walked, it walked next to me. I stopped, it sat down and waited. It was like my dog. I like this dog. I ended up really liking this dog. It was cool. It's kind of weird. Huh? You think all the lights were on one thing? One light went out
I think there's like a turnstile switch on top.
for each of them.
Um, Sometimes for each light or each section.
Okay.
So depending what if that's how it is,
Yeah.
depending
Well, we'll find
when they
out.
turn it on, yeah. But all of them should all go off.
Yeah. And so we went out, and I wanted to bring the dog home. Anyway, I'm driving home that night. My friend, who's a librarian, calls me up, and he tells me, he's like, "Oh, Joe, I found something." Okay, it's like midnight. He's like, "Joe, I found something in the library I thought you would like." And I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" He's like, "Oh, I came across the same night now." Okay, the same night. He's like, "I came across an entry of I think it was one of the missionaries or something. One of the missionaries' entry back in the King Kamehameha days. It said that not missionaries, sorry, one of the sailors' journals or something. They said that as a gift to King Kamehameha, they had brought him several dogs from Europe or the mainland or wherever they were from, and they mentioned all the dogs and what had happened to them. And he said that King Kamehameha named this large black dog Kaupe and set him free in Nu'uanu Valley to be a guardian and a protector. And I'm like, yeah, that was a dog. Now, I've been there over 1,000 times at nighttime, and I've never seen that dog again, or any dog there for that matter. But it was just kind of weird. Well, the very next night, to end the story, the third night, I call up my friend Obake Hunter, and I'm like, bro, after the tour, we gotta come and we gotta make pono, bro. We gotta make pono because the spirits are mad, and they're looking at me to make them all better, you know. So I bring kava or ava. I bring ava. I bring ho'okupu, gift, some food, wrap them up in the tea leaf. I'm done with the tour, and I invited the people on the tour. Hey, you guys, like, come. You know what I mean? I take you guys. I want people because I don't like to be by myself. Nobody wanted to come. And so I called up Obake and his roommate Jennifer. And Jennifer's a psychic. I picked them up about 1:30 in the morning. We're walking down the trail to Judd, going down to the river. And Jen is just so happy as we're driving. She's like, "Oh yeah. They're waiting for you." Keep in mind, Jen's from New York or the East Coast. She's like, "They're waiting for you. They knew you're bringing the whole kupu. They went fishing. They got poi. They're gonna have this big feast over there. They're waiting for this. There's gonna be a big party, and they're all excited about it." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." I start walking down in the pitch black, and I hear noises. I feel like I'm at a luau. I feel tons of people, and I just feel like I'm walking amongst family, like tons and tons of people and family. And it was in the pitch black, and it was cool. We get down there, and I start mixing the ava. Oh, there went all the lights. I start mixing the ava, cutting open the papaya, making everything nice. You know what I mean? And she tells me, she's sitting next to me, Jennifer, and she's like, "Okay, um, you have this older Hawaiian guy in a white cloth here with you right now, and he's sitting down and he's talking to you." I'm like, "Okay, what's he saying?" He says, "Thank you for this. Thank you for doing this for us." And what had happened that made everybody really upset was when he threw the coconut. Now, keep in mind, I didn't tell Jennifer anything about the coconut. She's like, when he threw the coconut, he hit a child. He hit a small child because this is a big village with a lot of Hawaiians in them. And that really upset them. And so it's good that I was doing a thing. Obake comes running back. He's all kind of like a jump scare. He was walking around us filming. Now we were over there. As I was sorry, I forgot this part. As I was mixing the ava, we sitting down in the middle, and no wind, right? Nothing. But there's wind around us. About 10 feet out in a circle around us, you hear this wind just blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing. In a circle around us, like we're in the eye of the storm. And I'm like, bro, what is that? And Jen's like, oh, you're mixing ava, Joe. It looks like all these other spirits want that, but they're not allowed to have that, so they have to keep their distance. It's meant for those spirits over here only, and they don't want to share. And I'm like, okay. Obakia was walking up to the where the wind wall was and taking pictures and that, and he came running up to us and he's like, Joe, I just heard a woman's voice say aloha. Like, that's so cool, you know. He's like, dude, I wasn't expecting it, man. You know? But yeah, it was it started off as a very scary, almost traumatic experience and turned into a very positive one where I ended up learning how to respect, you know, that you don't walk into someone else's house and pretend that that's your home and order them around, and you don't lie. When you tell these stories, you tell them to the most truth that you ever know, you know. And I always tell them when I'm telling these stories, if there's any spirits around that want to correct me, go right ahead and let me know. Correct, you know. Anyway, you ready for holo holo? Get out of here. Yeah, we go end the live now, guys, because it's raining and it's look. Here's the other side. All the lights would turn off, and I just don't want to get wet. Yeah, because I'm an old man now. I never take my vitamins this morning. How's the rain from the streaming location tonight? Yeah, it's not heavy. It's just persistent with a little bit of heavy here and there. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We do this every Friday night. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're like only a few from 900 on YouTube. That's what I'm trying to get, my 1,000 mark on YouTube. You guys want to go Hawaiian Hauntings on YouTube? Check it out. Follow, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I will see you guys next week. I also have a Patreon. Blah blah blah. Ta Feel free to take a look at all the videos. Yeah, but you guys take care. Have a good night. Aloha.